used to visit nearby areas and then identify the places and the needs of the people to give something. See, the word is corporate social responsibility. Our responsibility is to the place where we are doing the work. This is a very good concept which the Tata Group promoted in the beginning. So we were asked to go to nearby areas and then visit the places, identify the needs of the people, identify the areas where we could do something socially responsible to do this. And at that time itself, I am proud to say we used to spend 2% before that also, before 2013 Act also. And we used to have not a statutory committee now, the Companies Act 2013 has brought out a real 135 is a very good section. And Schedule 7 is also, provides for the various things where you can spend. And if you read the section, Schedule 7 provides all the, you are all experts, sir said, all of you are experts and sitting here. It provides for various items where you can do it. It is exhaustive list in my view. And we used to identify all these reasons and then provide and people used to be very, very happy. Now, of course, after 2013 Act, now the 2% we used to spend at that time itself. And after 2000 Act, now it being made mandatory. See, in fact, 135, if I am correct, because if you are not able to spend, many companies, what they do, they may not spend and give, of course. What is required, if you are not able to spend, you have to give the report in the director's, mention in the director's report. I'll mention what is there, because of so, because of COVID, because of something, I'm not able to do this. But now, by creating this type of the programs, awareness programs, people get attracted and people will understand the need and then they will come forward to make application for these awards. It's an incentive to do the things. And creating the competition amongst the companies to take up these activities. Really a great effort. And I'm proud that, our Institute of, I'm the chairman of the Hyderabad chapter of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. The Institute of Company Secretaries of India has also been awarding the CSR awards since last 3 years and used to, invite the proposals and there's a committee which scrutinizes the application and they are also awarding the awards to the companies which do better CSR. Now, I need not exaggerate and to say again and again, the doing CSR is nowadays is very, very, very important to the company which has really a thought process and thinking that they are socially responsible to the society. Obviously, you are doing the business. We are doing of course, if you are not promoters earlier, we are not doing the business at our funds alone. We are doing the business with the funds of the public. And banks, what is your share capital, And obviously, the funds from the banks, public money is involved in your business activity. What is the wrong in sharing that amount to the socially need persons? And we should educate, being the professionals in practice and everything. We should educate the company saying that, this is our moral responsibility, sir. We are doing the business with the funds of the public and we are earning, and out of some earnings, give them. It is our responsibility, as the word it is said, social responsibility. It's really a social responsibility. We need to really, every company should take an oath. Do not, if they take an excuse that, if they could not spend because of extra. If you want to give reasons, there are many reasons, and if you can also mention in the director's report. Persons like me will give lot of reasons, justifications we could not do and all those things. That is not the thing. We should have, we should really think and then that we are a socially responsible citizen, and then we should do it. That's what you have to, as a responsible persons here who are practicing and corporate executives, it is your duty to educate to the CSR committee. Committee, see, the committees are mandatory, as you all know, it's a mandatory committee, CSR committee, and the committees have to be properly, of course, obviously the company secretaries or the persons like you, the representatives will be presenting to the committees. And see, we used to, being a company secretary, and I used to conduct the CSR committee meetings. When the proposals comes, we used to spend a lot of money. Though not before, even now also, all the money we spend. Never ever we take an excuse that we could not spend the money, because that is not the cause. That is not the, we in Tata Group companies, many of the the balance sheet you check, there is no justification, if I am correct, given that we could not spend because of the XYZ reason. No, it is not the advice from the group. Never ever the excuse. Okay, we do that, and when your responsibility being the advisor or so, when the project comes to the CSR committee, please examine thoroughly. Because of course, the charges, you may be some of the charges, because it's a responsibility the company is discharging socially. It's a social cause. So if you could really scrutinize and identify a proper project, you are helping the needy people. Please play that role and advise the companies to discharge really the social responsibility, and proper committees have to be formed. As Madam said, it is their responsibility also to, whether how far you have identified the proper project is very important. Not that for the namesake, 2% we have spent, it's not that. What, for which cause? Of course, the Schedule 7 listed various things, but out of that, of the reason where your project is located in particular, you have to, the CSR committee should visit. Take them to the place, visit, and then examine and identify the proper project for which we can fund. Now this should be the responsibility, and also, as I said, the point is there should be an awareness ought to be created amongst all the companies to do it, not to give some justification, and to do it, and also to really help the needy persons. I repeat, it is not that what the companies are doing just like that, charity. It is social responsibility, because you are utilizing the funds of the society and doing business, earning profit. We are not investing all the required funds of the company from our own pocket, from all the companies, sources. So therefore it is accountable. We are accountable. We are responsible to discharge the social responsibility. So thank you, friends, for coming again on behalf of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So we will also be inviting the companies for the award. So please participate. And really, once again, I thank the ministry. And Neeraj Gupta ji is doing very good services for independent directors. And all the independent directors have to be told about this need and how they can do the thing, how they can justify their role being the chairman of the CSR committee, and what they can do, how to identify the projects, which is very important, sir. It's not that just like that giving to whatever the proposal we receive. You ought to visit as a CSR committee to the nearby areas, identify the real cause. Some cases, the Tata Group, I'm just taking some time, so with your permission, sir. What the group said, Northwest, cancer is more, cancer occurs more in the Northwest region. So they identified that area and they are spending more there for the cancer hospital, establishing of cancer hospitals. Similarly, when you do a project at a place, definitely there is a specific the project to be taken to discharge and to reach out to those residents. So those projects have to be identified. There lies the really your role, and not to give to anybody, sometimes, and give a justification. No, 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 because of this reason, it falls under the so-and-so item of the Schedule 7. No, please never, never do that. Really, whether that's justifiable or not, we need to identify when we are doing it. So thank you very much. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the encouraging words. ICSI is also one of the designated nominating organizations by the ministry. So those seeking nominations for the National CSR Awards may also approach ICSI among the other nominating organizations as mentioned in the scheme of National CSR Awards. We have also with us from FISME, Federation of Indian Medium and Small Enterprises, Sri M. Srinivas Rao, Deputy Secretary. So you are here representing the nominating organization FISME and also representing some of the MSMEs views here, the challenges they are facing and the queries they have. So sir, if kindly in 2 minutes you can put view of the MSME so that the other MSMEs present here may get benefit of it. Kindly. You can come here, sir.
Good afternoon, all of you. I am Srinivas Rao, Deputy Secretary, Federation of Indian Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Actually, when we received a mail from Delhi regarding this CSR awards, we have forwarded to our selective companies, like which we serve the industries, Divis, Arvindo, and all. We have forwarded the Divis nomination through our Delhi office. Even till date, so far there is no awareness in this CSR awards program. As I discussed with our Athiratha and simply officers are sitting in Delhi chambers. They are not listening about the ground realities which are hailing in rural areas and corporate offices and MSME sectors also. That's why recently when I visited Delhi, I met with Minister for Commerce and Industry, Ms. Piyush Goyal, which he knows me a little bit. Earlier he was hails from Andhra Pradesh as in charge minister for some executive projects in railways and other issues. I explained to him after receiving this mail along with my director R.P. Singh at Delhi, and he proposed to coordinate with awareness programs in southern and northeast and western part of the India, which the major corporates like major pharma industry hails from Hyderabad. Majority of the pharma companies and that too profit in those are in majority companies are in profit mode, like NATCO and all. I'm serving to all the major pharma industry by issuing a certificate of origin and visa recommendation letters and trademarks and other documentation, export documentation. When we discuss with the logistic people or any other HR or any administrative authorities, majority of the people like Swati Madam has told with us, some people may aware of all these presentations and national awards. Majority of the people don't know how to submit and how to approach the system which adopting by the Ministry or Department of Public Enterprises. This is my personal observation. Earlier I was in journalistic profession which I worked with Gemini TV as producer and chief correspondent for business tracks and health file. When I doing that programs, we used to meet with all the business tycoons while interviewing the success stories with all the major industrial founders and directors and MDs. All we have covered through Gemini TV. Then that time also, why don't we encourage on behalf of government while serving the people? I have, while listening our Swati madam on behalf of NATCO, they have established I am native of Prakasam district. They have proposed so many RO plants in Prakasam district. As of my knowledge, through some local MLA like Dr. Daggubati Venkateshwara, he proposed and they have established 2-3 plants in Parchur area and Inkollu area, as of my knowledge, and I observed a lot. After that, and seeing only, I have established an RO plant in the name of NTR Sujala with my own funds as a journalist at that time. Since then, I am meeting with some people to do something for the sake of society itself. So we have to create awareness, majority of the awareness program. There is the lack of issue in everybody is trying to contribute, or everybody try to do something in favor of society. But major contributors are there, but sincere people have to deliver their services which they contribute for the society. This is my personal opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I kindly request all the participants to put their mobile phones on silent mode. So this is the core purpose of these workshops, so that the companies who are facing challenges in approaching the system for nominating themselves for the National CSR Award, they get a connect with the nominating organization, and that's why different nominating organizations are under one roof here in this workshop. So in the government of Telangana, there's a Department of Industries. So the government of Telangana, all the state governments are also designated as the nominating organizations for the National CSR Awards. And in this state of Telangana, the Department of Industries has a designated CSR cell, which is called the TSIG, Telangana Social Impact Group. So that is also a nominating organization. We have a representative from TSIG, Ms. Vaishnavi Veera. Vaishnavi, if you kindly in 2 minutes describe what TSIG does and how companies can approach you. You can come here.
And before, you can come here. So before Vaishnavi speaks, what Mr. Rao has said has tempted me to, intervene. See, sir, it's absolutely a wrong statement. I'm sorry, due apologies that ministry sits in closed cabins in Delhi and do not reach out to the people. See, you cannot say like this, especially when ministry itself has sent us, and we have just finished yesterday Bangalore. We have traveled overnight, came here in Hyderabad. We'll be traveling tonight. We'll be going to Chennai, then Calcutta, Bhubaneswar. Pan-India we are covering. So I at least cannot accept this statement. Let me just finish. We gave you sufficient time, I'm sorry. Let me speak now and then Vaishnavi will speak. Second point. In Hyderabad ROC, there are 3,687 companies registered. I have personally monitored 3 rounds of information has been provided to each and every nodal officer of each and every company. which is registered with ROC. It could be a public listed company, it could be a private limited company, and you can see how many of them are have sent their representatives. So is it the ministry who is at fault, not reaching out for spreading awareness about awards, or a change in regulation or rules, or I mean, what kind of response do we get? The officers who come also have a cost to their time and cost of their efforts. We need to be appreciative of this thing very well. Had there been 250 companies, 300 companies, I would not have casted this statement. So I simply don't agree to this fact that Government of India or Government of India ministries, I'm sorry Vaishnavi, just my apologies, because it touched me, like anything, and I could not stop myself. So you cannot say government is not making efforts in coming closer to the corporate sector, closer to the people. CSR award is just one example. There are hundreds of initiatives. I don't have sufficient time, and this is not the appropriate platform I should comment on this, but by one way or the other, government through its various schemes, through its various programs, are trying to reach out to those who really need it. We must also understand this. India is a big country. India is not Singapore, which is not even as big as Delhi, having the best sort of governance mechanisms in place. India is India. The population is our strength. The population is also our challenge. We need to reach out to, we need to knock every door. It be company, it be household. We need to connect with each and every. So this is something which is not tenable. At least I don't believe. And third point, which is my closing point, as far as MSMEs are concerned, we have made Ministry of MSME as one nodal agency for nominations. We have Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce for MSMEs on board. We have India SME Forum on board. We have created exclusively 3 gateways for the MSME companies. Mr. Swain, who is Mr. B.B. Swain, very good friend of mine, Secretary, Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises. His additional secretary personally from his office also sent notification of these awards to all those MSMEs who qualify for the CSR expenditure and registered within the Companies Act. Every MSME may not be registered. It could be in LLP form, it could be in OPC form, it could be in any other form. So there are multiple, I'm not opposing what you have said, I'm just trying to supplement it with some further information that we need to be appreciative of the efforts, and that's probably the reason we are here. So we are here to facilitate. Even still, if you find or any MSME representative who is available here finds a challenge, I personally put all the assurances in place. We will not leave even one MSME who want to get nominated. If they are not finding a gateway, come to me, call me, write to me. I will personally connect them with one or the other nominating organization. CII is already there, already promotes MSME. They have a very stronger intervention and wing on this. ICSI also promotes on this, right? So we have enough gateways. Don't feel disheartened that we don't have gateways. Vaishnavi, please. I'm sorry I came in.
So I'm Vaishnavi. I'm representing the Telangana Social Impact Group, which is the official CSR cell of the Telangana government. We basically act as a bridge between the companies which have a presence in the state and the NGOs which work in the state. So we basically build a directory of all the projects, even the ground level projects that the NGOs are working on here in Telangana, so that the corporates have access to even the smaller projects. And we also provide advisory services to the corporates based on the needs of the people in Telangana, such as projects in aspirational districts or needs of migrant workers based on the advice of the government.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. If I have this, is there any other representative from any other nominating organization present here? No. So proceeding further, we have a presentation to make on the processes involved in the National CSR Awards, how to make nominations, how to approach nominating organizations, what are the frequently asked questions which companies usually have, which you will be having in your mind. Some of them might have been covered in this presentation. So I will go through this presentation now, and after the presentation, the house will be open for addressing your questions.
Ravi, but before, how many of you have really read the scheme document carefully? Okay. So we have thankfully half of or less than half. So why I asked this question? I asked this question to have better focus and attention on what Ravi is mentioning, because this is the gist of the entire scheme, which run through pages. So here we have captured all those relevant points which can make you say that yes, I have read this scheme. Please.
So the objective of these regional awareness workshops are to create awareness among the companies about the processes involved in the awards, and also to build capacities of the nominating organization. We already held the workshops in Delhi, in Mumbai, and yesterday in Bangalore. Today we are here in Hyderabad, and tomorrow there is a workshop in Chennai. So these are some of the organizations who collaborated in organizing these workshops.
So these are not just the collaborators to the workshop. Actually, they are the nominating organizations also. So because optics is very important, as compared to the words we hear or words we read. So these are the nominating organizations also. You can note down the organization you have better acquaintances or reach, so that you get nominated through them. Ravi, please. Not there. NASSCOM is except NASSCOM. Except NASSCOM, yeah.
There are 4 main categories of the nominating organization. The category 1 is the central government, ministries and department. Second is the state governments and union territories. Third is the professional institutions like ICAI, ICSI and ICMAI. And fourth is the industry chambers like of the CII, SOCHAM, PSD chamber, FICCI, IMC, FISMA, etc. So the government of India instituted the National CSR Awards in 2018, and the process of first cycle was completed in 2019. Award ceremony was held in the month of October 2019. Awards were conferred by Honorable President of India to all the winners and honorable mention companies. This is the apex recognition of the corporate social responsibility initiatives by the government of India in the country. Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs provides technical and logistics supports in implementation of these awards to the ministry. The IIC is also an autonomous body within the ministry itself. This is a glimpse of the trophy which is given to the winners, and the scroll certificate which is given to the winners and honorable mention. This is more like the certificate is similar to what we give to the Maharathu awardees.
You have not told about the gold thing today. Yesterday I was hearing from you in Bangalore that it has that much of gold, probably entice her to.
This is a silver trophy and gold plated, made by the India government mint, which produces the coins for the government. This is a picture with Honorable President of India and all the winners of the first award cycle. Also the Corporate Affairs Minister. This is a winner getting trophy from Honorable President of India during the award ceremony of the first cycle of the awards. So the process of second cycle of the awards, which was National CSR Award 2020, was already completed. We have just to organize the ceremony. So soon, as mentioned by the nodal officers, also, we'll soon be organizing the ceremony of the second cycle also. The third cycle was announced in the month of June this year. A notification was released in all the national newspapers, Initially, the last date for submission of nomination was 31st July, which has now been extended till 15th August. And as sir indicated, if it is extended, that will be communicated separately. This was the notification which was released in the national newspapers. So there are 4 objectives of the awards. First is to increase competition among the companies itself. Second is to encourage companies to spend entire eligible CSR amount. Third, to recognize the impact made by the companies in addressing the problems in the society. And the fourth is to channelize the CSR activities so that the benefit reaches to the marginalized section of the society and in the remote areas of the country. There are 3 main categories of the awards with these objectives. The category 1 is based on the CSR spends companies having, the eligible CSR spend. So there are 4 subcategories under this category. The category is called the Corporate Awards for Excellence in CSR, and the 4 subcategories are the companies having eligible CSR spend above rupees 100 crores. The second one is the companies having eligible CSR spend between 10 crore to 100 crores, and in the third one between 1 crore to 10 crore, and the fourth one is the companies having eligible CSR amount below rupees 1 crore. The main category 2 is the reason specific. There are 5 reasons, and the CSR intervention, particularly in the aspirational districts and difficult terrains, are taken care through this category. So the 5 main subcategories are Northern India, Northeast India, Western India, Eastern India, and Southern India. The third main category is CSR awards for contribution to the national priority areas. There are 11 national priority areas listed in the scheme of national CSR awards, including the education, skill developments and livelihoods, agriculture and rural development, health, safe drinking water and sanitation, environment, sustainable development and solar energy, women and child development, technology incubation, promotion of sports, slum area development, heritage, art and culture, and support to differently abled. There are some subcategories in these main categories like technology incubation, heritage, art and culture, and support to differently abled, in which the emphasis of Honorable President of India was made during his speech in the first award ceremony, so that companies should come forward to work in these subcategories and also nominate their initiatives for the awards, particularly in these 4 subcategories. There are 3 awards reserved for MSMEs, one in each main category of the award. Say for example, there is category 1 under which there are 4 subcategories, so 1 award is reserved for MSMEs. Similarly, in the category 2, there are 5 subcategories, 1 is reserved for MSMEs, and out of 11 in the third category, 1 is reserved for MSMEs. So there are total 20 awards in 3 main categories, and there may be equal numbers of runners-up. So 20 awards and 20 runners-up. If we talk about the eligibility of the companies who can apply for the awards, who can get the nominations. So all the companies registered under the Companies Act 2013 and compliant with the section 135 of the Companies Act may apply. Sometimes this question arises whether the foundation company is having, they can apply or not. So the answer is no. The application of the nomination should be on the name of the company only. Here also to mention that eligibility in respect of the financial information to be considered for this award cycle of 2022. So that is to be considered for 2 awards, two financial years, 2018-19 and 19-20. As you know, this 21 cycle has been merged with the 22 cycle of the awards. So we are considering 2 financial years for this award cycle. There is a 3-stage methodology under the awards. The stage 1 is the nominations. Companies seek nominations through designated nominating organization. The list of designated nominating organization has been given in the scheme of National CSR Awards, which is available on www.csr.gov.in. So companies can approach to any one of those nominating organizations. Those nominating organizations forward the information received from the companies after due diligence to the ministry through an online portal on csr.gov.in. In the second phase, when we receive all the nominations, the screening of nominations are done by an expert committee under the guidance of the grand jury of the awards. The shortlisted companies are invited to submit detailed information about the shortlisted projects. Once they submit the detailed information, the field verification to verify the claims made by the companies in their detailed submission is done by the expert committee members under the guidance of the grand jury. And after the verification, the report is submitted to the jury, and jury takes its own evaluation and submits the recommendation of the winners to the ministry. So this is the whole process of the awards. So here is a list of nominating organization, indicative list of nominating organization, including all the ministries, departments of government, state governments, professional institutions, and industry chambers list.
The field verification, who's going to do the verification?
There is an expert committee of the National CSR Awards, which goes to the members of which committee goes to the field for verifying the information.
So do you shortlist that, like, under applications you will shortlist 20 and from that 20 field visit will be done?
Yes, definitely. So what is there is, in first stage, what Ravi has just mentioned, the stage which is now going on, we are aggregating various nominations coming through various nominating organizations. Say for example, we get 100 nominations. So those 100 nominations are examined by the jury, and then a shortlisting process is undertaken with certain parameters. So and then jury decides, like, if 25 or 30 or 35 can go to the next level. Then we come back to the companies, those 35 companies who are shortlisted, and we ask for a detailed information about their CSR initiatives. Because at the nomination stage, we are just in very brief asking the companies to share with us, so that it gives us a bird's eye view as to how much they are spending, what they are engaging with, what is the item on Schedule 7 where they are working on, how relevant it looks like, how impactful it looks like. There are multiple criteria. Ravi will just be discussing on that. So that is how we ask for detailed submission, and then again it is examined. Now there comes two-layer examination. One layer is field verification. So for field verification, we have an expert committee, and in that expert committee, we engage expert institutions. So in order to have an independent judgment on board, like in second cycle, there were 4 expert institutions which were on board: Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Department of Social Works, Delhi University, Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal, and IRMA Anand. So there were 4 institutions, and there 16, 17 professors who specialize on this area with their research team. They were on board, and they helped us on going to the field, verifying on at the grassroots level for the shortlisted projects, and shared their observations with the jury. Then jury sits, looks into what company has submitted, looks into what the expert institution have given their own assessment report, and taking them both together, jury decides as to who is going to the final layer and prepares a report, what just Ravi has mentioned in brief, and recommends to the ministry. Jury is a recommendatory body. Ministry finally approves, minister approves, and then the award winners or runners up are finalized. So that is how it goes. Is that fine, ma'am? Okay, Ravi, please.
This is a list of nominating organization with their contact details. You can take a इसमें photo of this slides in case you need to connect with these nominating organizations.
Is this information not available on the
It is
website?
available. It is in real time. Like when Ravi, as point number 1 said, different ministries or Government of India departments. So there are hundreds of, not hundreds of ministries, but ministries and departments taken together. It's about hundreds of organizations. So they are all nominating organizations. As we keep on getting the details of their nodal officers and their coordinates, we are just placing it for your ease. Otherwise, it is get updated on csr.gov.in. So there also this list is available. If you will visit today, you will find this list. If you visit 4 days after, you will find a more updated one. So that is there. Ravi asked you to click a picture, not because that every time we have got habituated of clicking pictures. It is because मैंने थोड़ा ज़्यादा बोल दिया था. राव साहब आया, अब उसी का कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है. अवार्ड मुझे नहीं चाहिए बिकॉज जो एक बुना हुआ स्वेटर है मैं उसको उधेड़ना नहीं चाहता. Are you getting my point? There is some meaning behind this example. The sweater which I have already knitted with no objection, I don't want to get it inspected again. So let us not think of award. कोई और अवार्ड ले लेंगे, इसमें नहीं जाएंगे. So need not to get afraid. कोई इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं है. जो आपने कंप्लाई किया है वो डिस्क्लोज कीजिए. अच्छा काम किया है, अवार्ड लीजिए. रवि प्लीज.
So that is, so usually it is asked that once they submit the nominations, whether the submitted nomination can be withdrawn or edited. So once the nominations are submitted, these cannot be edited or withdrawn. Before the submission, there is an option to review the nomination. So that after clicking on the review button, edit can be done in the form, but after submission, there is no edit or withdrawal. So the National CSR Award Secretariat is available to resolve any of your queries. The email IDs and telephone number are given on the screen. So for any assistance, help required in the process of nominations, we are available. That's it. So this is all about the presentation. Now, if you have any specific question, the house is open.
Yeah, questions please on awards. Rest of the questions pertaining to CSR, I'll be happy to answer. Over the tea, I'm sure Athiratha ji must have arranged some tea. So हमारे पास उस पर भी कुछ होना चाहिए.